yourself a favor. So we just completed the outside of our vehicle, right? When you enter the cab and sit down, go ahead and put the key in the ignition. That way you ain't got your seatbelt on. You get ready to start your vehicle. Now you're trying to dig and hunt the key. Get in, sit down, just put the key in the ignition. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I wanna fasten my seatbelt. My seatbelt latches properly. Maybe. My seatbelt latches properly. It's not cut, ripped, or frayed. Sometimes I'll throw the word in there, torn, which I'll give you credit for. If you add something to any part, just make sure if you add something, it would fit the part. If I were to say my seatbelt ain't rusty, then they're not going to give me credit, okay? So anyway, so my seatbelt latches properly. It's not cut, ripped, or frayed. It's not torn. So I'm going to check my emergency equipment. In my side box, I have our 10 BC fire extinguisher, 3 red reflective warning triangles, fuses and circuit breakers are in the dash. Has everybody seen them? I know what they look like. All right, good deal. Next, I'm going to check my clutch free plate. I should have no less than 1.5 to 2 inches of free plate. I'm going to engage my clutch brake. Notice that shifter. When you finish air brakes test, that shifter should stay in first gear. There's nothing that tells you to go to neutral, because whoever tests after you, it's their responsibility to make sure their shifter's not excessively loose nor binding. I'm going to ensure my vehicle is in neutral. You with me? Okay, I'm going to start my vehicle. When I start my vehicle, my EBS light should come on and go off. Once again, I'm going to ask you, why do I turn my key on, wait for everything to cycle before I just start my vehicle? What am I doing?
You read your computer test.
Powering up your ECM. That's exactly right. Good deal. Okay, my EBS light did go off. So as soon as I started my vehicle, I got 4 gauges. We'll check my oil pressure. Oil pressure should rise up to 20 psi in 30 seconds. My air pressure should start to rise. A low air warning light and buzzer indicates I have low air pressure. That should shut off at 60 psi. My ammeter voltmeter should be charging between 12 and 15 volts. Right now we have 14.5. Our temperature gauge should start to rise. As soon as you do your 4 gauges, turn your cruise on, bump your RPM to. Now, just going to start right here and go in a perfect circle. I'll check my driver window. It's clean and not damaged. My driver mirrors. Make sure you put the letter S after mirror, because you got more than one. I'll check my driver mirrors. They're clean, not damaged, mounted securely, properly adjusted. I'm gonna check both windshields. They're clean, no cracks, free of any illegal stickers. Passenger window, clean and not damaged. Passenger mirrors are clean, not damaged, mounted securely, properly adjusted. All we're doing is a circle. Come across the dash. You've got to turn everything on. You with me? So arrow blowing at my feet. I'm gonna check my heater. And my defroster. They're working properly. Go straight up. Lighting indicators. Turn your headlights on. The dash lights are working properly. High beam, there's no blue light. Low beam, cut those lights out. My left turn signal. My right turn signal. My 4-way emergency flashers and indicators are working properly. Right beside my lights, my wipers. I'm I'm gonna check on windshield wipers. My arms and blades are securely attached and not damaged. They're operating smoothly. My windshield washer is working properly. Continuing the circle. I'm gonna check my city horn and my air horn. They're working properly. Last but not least, my steering wheel plate. I should have no more than 2 inches, 10-degree plate, and a 20-inch wheel. Through the circle. Somebody tell me what this switch right here is.
Is that for the trailer interrupt? The trailer flash?
Inside the cab?
Close. No. George is right. Close. MRK, that looks like a picture of headlights, right? Says MRKR is marker. IMT is interrupt. We always called it a thank you switch when I was on the road. If I pass a semi at night, he flashes his lights to tell me it's safe to come back over. It's spring loaded. I just flash it. It flashes all my lights at the back of the trailer, my clearance lights. Basically thanking him for letting me come over. That's the whole purpose, okay? All right, I will now perform my parking brake test. Common mistake students make when you're doing parking brake tests. That is not trailer brakes. That's trailer parking brakes. That's not tractor brakes. That's tractor parking brakes. You with me? Because I'm doing parking brake tests. If I'm riding down the road, I'll apply pressure to my service brakes, which is my brake pedal. That's my tractor brakes and trailer brakes. Okay? Alright, with my seatbelt on, always cut your cruise off. I'm gonna place my vehicle in first gear. Say what you're gonna do, then do the action. Don't talk and try to do it at the same time, okay? Air pressure's at 125 psi. Again, with my seatbelt on, I'm gonna place my vehicle in first gear. I'm going to release my tractor parking brakes. My trailer parking brakes is set. I will ease out of my clutch for 2 gentle tugs. Emphasis on gentle. My trailer parking brakes is working properly, and I'm properly coupled to my trailer. Still in first gear with my seatbelt on, I will set my tractor parking brakes. I will release my trailer parking brakes. Again, I will ease out of my clutch for 2 gentle tugs. This tells me that my tractor parking brakes is working properly. I will set my trailer parking brakes, place my vehicle in neutral. This completes my parking brake test. I will now perform my air brakes test. 2 opening statements you have to make. For my air brakes test, my wheels must be chopped. I let my air pressure build 120 to 125 psi. Again, air brakes test. Don't talk and do the step at the same time. Tell the examiner what you're going to do, then do the action. If I say it, but I didn't perform it, and I catch myself, I can say my air brakes test. You with me? Say it, then do it. Okay? I will now place my vehicle in first gear. Going to turn my vehicle off. Do not take your hand off of that key. I will now turn my key back on to supply power to my gauges. The next step, you can do it any way you want to. Your pre-trip says you're going to push in both of your valves, roll the window down, listen for air leaks. Those two steps I reverse, and I have permission from the state. Here's why. When I turn my key off, turn my engine off, turn my key back on, that window handle is touching me. Does it every time. So I'm going to roll my window down. I'm going to push in both of my valves. If I were to push my valves in and I forgot to roll my window down, I just failed my air brakes test. But you can roll your window down and then push in your valves, or you can push in the valves and then roll your window down.
As long as the window's down.
Right. I'm now going to listen for air leaks. This gives my gauges time to equalize. When you ain't got to tell the examiner. When you first pushed your valves in, you heard your back pressure was loud. Shh. As it diminishes, now you know your gauges is equalized. Say it before you do it. Now looking at my gauges, I should lose no more than 3 psi in a minute. You do not have to set and time that minute. That examiner's going to wait a few seconds. They're going to say, okay, a minute's up. Okay, and you move on. Say it before you do it. I will now apply approximately 90 pounds of pressure to my surface brakes. I should lose no more than 4 psi in a minute. Everybody good so far? All right. I will now begin to fan my brakes. Between 90 and 60 psi, a low air warning light and buzzer should sound and appear. But it must sound and appear before my pressure falls below 60. Low air warning light and buzzer's on, not below 60. Here, if you had forgot to turn your key back on, you're not going to get a buzzer or a light. Okay? So now I will continue to fan my brakes. Between 20 and 45 psi, both of my valves should pop out. Red followed by the yellow, telling me my spring brakes are working. When you do this part of your air brakes test, fan those brakes like you're pissed off at them. Don't sit there going, You'll be here forever. Okay? Both of my valves did pop out. Red, then the yellow, telling me my spring brakes are working. I now turn my key off. I remove my key. This completes my air brakes test. When you finish air brakes test without hesitation, ma'am or sir, I would like to explain to you how I will perform a surface brakes test. You're not going to physically do the surface brakes test. You're going to verbalize it. So let's simplify it. When we get ready to go on the road, light hands on the steering wheel. I must be moving forward a minimum of 5 miles an hour. I'm going to apply pressure to my surface brakes. I'm checking 3 things. 1, my ABS light does not come on. My vehicle does not pull to one side or the other, and my surface brakes is working because I'm doing a surface brakes test. You with me? Mm-hmm. So again, as soon as your air brakes test and you tell them this completes my air brakes test, I'd like to explain to you how we'll perform a surface brakes test. We get ready to go on the road, light hands on the steering wheel. Must be moving forward a minimum of 5 miles an hour. I'll apply pressure to my surface brakes. I'm checking 3 things. ABS light does not come on. Vehicle does not pull to one side or the other, and my surface brakes is working. Now, you required to tell that state examiner, this completes my pre-trip inspection. Before you make that statement, take a few seconds. Anything other than air brakes test. If you're not sure if you've done something or you think you may have skipped it, if you'll explain it to the examiner, you get your points back. You with me? I may have forgot to tell them. When I done my air compressor, I forgot to mention to you that if it was belt driven, I checked my belt that it was not cracked, frayed, or glazed with a 1/2 to 3/4 inch deflection. I just got my point back.
Gotcha.
It could be city horn, air horn, anything. It could be door ties at the back of my trailer. When I done the back of my trailer, I forgot to mention my door ties are present. They're not broken or missing. I just got my point back. Anything other than air brakes test. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
So I can sit there and read it all off to him again.
Yeah, right. I may have forgot my whole pre-trip, so here. Just don't tell the examiner, look, I would do my pre-trip exactly how the guy before me done his.
That don't work.
The examiner said, well, he made a 25, so you both failed. But look, guys, come in early, work on this thing. And if you have a question, please ask. Don't be embarrassed. Don't think it's stupid. You're here to learn. Let me tell you a common mistake. I've had students before at the trailer when they were doing their suspension. Just, hey, look, dude, I can't remember what my chief said. What the heck is that dang torsion bar? Well, at the back of the trailer, you got a stabilizer bar that runs across this way. It's about that big around. That's a stabilizer bar. Has nothing to do with pre-trip. Yeah. Stephen, that's right here. This is your torsion bar. Well, now I got 2 yahoos that don't know what a torsion bar is, right? Ask the question.
Okay.
That's what you're here for. Okay? Everybody good? All right, thanks.
Thank you very much.